Many of you have certainly, I mean, maybe we can just make a little cast the vote. So who has ever heard of CCSVI? Okay, I'd say that's about at least half of you. It's a reasonably new concept still. I'll come back to the numbers in a minute. But in principle, the idea, again, kind of rediscovered, but certainly developed in a much more much more publicized way, is that there's an inflammation in the veins of the brain that is sort of proposed or suggested as the cause of MS. So I thought I have to make a first disclosure, and that is that I'm only marginally involved in research of CCSVI, very marginally. But I'll summarize the current evidence for the existence of this condition, and I'm not convinced it actually exists. So forget about, in the first place, about immunology, autoimmunity, all what you've heard. This is a completely different concept that is put forward here, and that is that changes in the pressure of the venous system in the brain is responsible or is the trigger for all the subsequent damage. So, and the interesting, or the point from which this colleague, Professor Zamboni in Ferrara, came from was that he's been dealing with peripheral venous thrombosis and venous disease for most of his career, and he likens this the changes that he finds there with changes in the brain. So so that was initially the idea, the hypothesis behind this. Now, certainly when you look at iron in the brain, there are changes that are being detected also by other groups. And here's, for example, one measurement, so-called T2 star relaxometry. I won't ask you for any gems on that. But clearly it shows changes here in the so-called basal ganglia, and differences between people who had only one first attack, those who had already relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis. So that iron may play a role in the pathogenesis that's put forward by various groups and individuals. However, that the pressure in the cerebral venous system is actually responsible for that. That is pretty unique. And